Google's AI is winning the search war by slowly starving the internet it needs to survive. And the weird part is, it might not even be able to stop.
Yeah. It's like it's eating itself slowly.
Okay, so for anyone who hasn't noticed this yet, search has changed. Like, fundamentally changed. You type something into Google, and increasingly, you just get an answer right there at the top. AI overview, they call it.
Which sounds great, right? Faster answers, less clicking around.
Right, it sounds great, but here's the thing nobody's really talking about. Where does that answer come from?
It comes from the web. From articles, from blogs, from journalists and researchers and forum posts that real humans wrote.
And if people stop clicking through to those sites,
Which they are. Traffic is down like significantly across a huge chunk of the web.
then those sites don't make money. And if they don't make money,
They stop publishing. Or they get replaced by AI generated content, which is already happening.
so the web that trained the AI and the web that keeps feeding it new information is slowly hollowing out.
Exactly. And that's the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail.
Walk me through the mechanics of this, because I want people to understand how it actually works under the hood.
Sure. So Google's AI overview, it's built on top of their Gemini models, right? And those models were trained on a massive crawl of the internet. Years of it. Billions of pages.
Right.
But here's where it gets interesting. The model isn't static. Google is continuously updating it, refining it, pulling in new information. So it's not like they trained it once and walked away. The web is it's still the feedstock.
The feedstock. I like that.
And what AI Overview does is it synthesizes that information into a direct answer. So instead of showing you 10 blue links, it shows you a paragraph, sometimes with citations, sometimes without.
Wait, sometimes without?
Sometimes without, yeah, which is a whole other conversation. But the point is, the user gets what they came for. They leave, and the original source gets nothing. No click, no ad impression, no revenue.
And so the incentive to create that original content just erodes.
Erodes. And here's the counterintuitive part. This is the part that I keep coming back to. Google doesn't want this to happen. Like, they need the web to stay healthy. Their whole business, historically, depends on there being good content to index.
So they built something that undermines the thing they need. That's not a villain origin story. That's just a really bad feedback loop. It's more of a structural trap than a choice, because every individual decision made sense. Train on web data makes sense. Give users faster answers makes sense. Compete with ChatGPT? Obviously, yes. But the second order effects are brutal. And there's this additional layer, which is, okay, so as human generated content gets scarcer or lower quality because the incentives are broken, what fills the gap? AI generated content. AI generated content, which then gets crawled and used to train future models. And the signal degrades. Researchers actually have a name for this. It's called model collapse, where a model trained on synthetic data starts to lose the long tail of human knowledge. The weird stuff, the niche expertise, the things that only exist because some person cared enough to write about them at 2 a.m. Okay, that part actually makes me a little sad. It should, because that's where a lot of the interesting stuff lives. Looping back to what you said about Google not wanting this, is there anything they can do? Like, structurally? Some people have proposed a kind of licensing model. Pay publishers directly for the right to synthesize their content. Some news orgs have already cut deals. But that doesn't solve it for the long tail. The bloggers, the independent researchers. Right. The economics don't work at that scale. So there's no clean answer. So what does this actually mean going forward? Because this isn't hypothetical anymore. This is happening now. Yeah? I think we're heading toward a web it's bifurcated. You've got the high volume, commercially viable stuff that survives because it can afford to adapt. And then you've got this slow disappearance of the kind of deep, weird, specific human knowledge that makes the web actually useful. And the AI gets dumber over time because of it. Potentially. Or it plateaus. Or it gets very good at a certain kind of knowledge and very bad at anything off the beaten path. Which is exactly the kind of thing that's hard to notice until it's already happened. Yeah. You don't see the absence of things that were never written. I'm Nova. And I'm Alex. And this is Code and Cosmos.